Good afternoon, everyone. This is the one that has to be dealt with. It is way past repotting. This is given to me after my mother died, and she always had African violets. And this is the color that she really liked, so that's why I got that one. But before we go on, we have 14 degrees Celsius. Now, it's not always 14 degrees Celsius, and I have a couple marks on here that will help me because I try and keep this little greenhouse on cold nights between 9 and 10 degrees Celsius. It's not always 9 and 10 degrees Celsius outside. The other night, 0 degrees Celsius. That means freezing. African violets don't like freezing temperatures, nor do orchids. And a really cold night, I'd be lucky if I keep all these things going. So, here we go. Now I've grabbed another pot. It's just a little bit shorter and only a tiny bit wider, but that should do the trick. Now I'm going to move this over because it's going to get messy. Now, in the bottom of the pots, to keep all the potting mix from falling through, I use newspaper. Now, here we go. Let's find out what we've got. You just give it a squeeze. Now, not too bad. They don't put out a very deep root system, but they do like to be squeezy. Now, I'm not going to knock all that off. That's good. Now, I will take a couple of those leaves off the stem that are looking pretty tired, but not too many. And you can see, you get a look there, how long the neck is on this African violet, and it was gradually just tipping over. Yes, sadly neglected. So that one's ready. Get this mess out of the way without knocking one of my orchids over or snapping off a stem, which I nearly did. Okay, newspaper in the bottom. Put that down a minute. Just shove it down. It's only in there to keep all the potting mix from going through the holes. And if you don't want your nice clean flower pots filthy, an old measuring cup of some sort works a treat. Now obviously that's going to be a bit too much, so what we do, just give it enough so that when you set the orchid in, African violet, it's going to sit down deeper. Now a little bit more out, and it'll hopefully sit down so the crown is just about level with the top of the pot. Now the next trick is getting the potting mix in without snapping off too many leaves. So yep, it's a messy job. If you're doing it in your kitchen, plenty of newspaper, an old bed sheet on your kitchen table, anything. And that way, you're not going to be too stressed about a bit of potting mix falling here or there. It all cleans up. And if you're doing it out in a greenhouse, makes it really easy. Now, just a little nudge and a wiggle with the fat fingers. And try and get, a little bit more. Now ideally you'd get the neck and the potting mix all about horizontal or about level with the rim of the pot, but this is close enough. I'm not going to be too pedantic. I've got a spirit level in the shed, no need. There's the crown. Get the fat fingers up underneath the leaves without snapping too many things. So far so good. No disasters. That's it. Settle it down a little bit. Now with African violets, they don't like water on their leaves too much. But it is okay to go and give them a spray every now and then, but do not leave them in the sun with water on the leaves. Why? Because you're going to end up with big burn spots like that. And if you want that all over on your African violet, go right ahead, because that's what's going to happen. She's going to look pretty tired. And because this is winter right now in Tasmania, we don't have a lot of strong sun, and I don't want it soaking wet. So just a little bit of damp potting mix will be enough to keep it happy. That's it. Another one done. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next time.